Have you ever met a man who did not even do that much, but somehow he stayed in your mind? Maybe he did not text you constantly. Maybe he did not try too hard. Maybe he was not the loudest, the most romantic, or the most obvious man in the room, but something about him felt different. And even after the conversation ended, even after you went home, even after you told yourself, it's not that serious, you still thought about him. Not because he was perfect, not because he said all the right things, but because his energy made you feel something. And this is where a lot of women get confused. Because there is a difference between a man who feels magnetic because he is grounded, and a man who feels addictive because he is inconsistent. One makes your nervous system feel safe. The other makes your nervous system search for answers. And sometimes those two feelings can seem very similar in the beginning. So today, let's talk about the kind of energy that makes a man unforgettable, and how to tell the difference between real masculine presence and emotional confusion. Because the man you cannot stop thinking about is not always the man who is good for you, but sometimes he is the man whose energy shows you what you have been missing. The first kind of energy is calm confidence, not arrogance, not coldness, not that forced, I don't care attitude. Real calm confidence feels different. It is the man who does not need to dominate the room to be noticed. He does not rush to prove himself. He does not perform masculinity. He simply carries himself like someone who knows who he is. And that is powerful, because many women are used to men who are either trying too hard or hiding too much. One man overwhelms you with attention because he needs validation. Another man pulls away because he does not know how to be emotionally present. But a grounded man does neither. He can look at you without trying to own you. He can speak to you without trying to impress you. He can be interested without becoming needy. And that creates a very rare feeling. You do not feel pressured. You do not feel chased. You do not feel like you have to manage his emotions. You just feel met. And when a woman feels that, she remembers it. Because calm confidence does not scream for attention. It creates space. The second kind of energy is emotional steadiness. This is the man who does not change his entire energy every 5 minutes. He is not warm one day and ice cold the next. He does not make you feel chosen in person and forgotten over text. He does not use silence as punishment. His presence has consistency. And that matters more than a lot of people realize. Because attraction is not only about chemistry, it is also about what your body feels around someone. With an emotionally steady man, you are not constantly trying to decode him. You are not sitting there thinking, did I say something wrong? Is he pulling away? Was that moment real? Why does he feel so close and then so far? Instead, his energy feels like something you can breathe around. That does not mean he is boring. That does not mean there is no tension. It means the tension is not created by fear. It is created by presence. He can be masculine without being emotionally unavailable. He can be strong without being harsh. He can have boundaries without making you feel punished. And when you meet a man like that, it can feel almost unfamiliar. Because if you are used to chasing clarity, peace can feel strange at first. But peace is not the absence of attraction. Sometimes peace is the deepest kind of attraction. A man with direction has his own life. He is not waiting for a woman to become his purpose. He is not building his entire identity around being wanted. He has something he cares about, something he is moving toward, something that gives him internal structure. And that is attractive because it makes his energy feel anchored. You can feel when a man has direction. He does not need every moment to revolve around you. He does not collapse when you are busy. He does not become resentful because you have your own life too. He knows where he is going, and because of that, being around him feels different. You are not being pulled into emotional chaos. You are being invited into a life that already has shape. That is why women often feel drawn to men who have quiet ambition. Not because he has to be rich, not because he has to be powerful, not because he has to have everything figured out, but because he has self-respect. He has standards for his own life, and a woman can feel that. But now, here is where the twist comes in, because some men look like they have this energy, but what they actually have is not grounded masculinity. It is emotional distance, and this is the part you have to be careful with, because coldness can look like calmness when you are attracted to someone. A man who barely reacts, barely opens up, barely gives you reassurance, can feel mysterious at first. You may think, he is so confident, he is so hard to read, he is different from other men, but sometimes he is not grounded. He is just unavailable. There is a big difference. A calm man makes you feel safe. A cold man makes you feel uncertain. A calm man does not need to over-explain himself. A cold man gives you so little that you start over-explaining yourself. A calm man creates peace. A cold man creates anxiety and calls it mystery. And if you have ever been drawn to emotionally unavailable men, this can be very confusing, because your mind may mistake distance for depth. You may think, I can't stop thinking about him, so he must be special. But sometimes you cannot stop thinking about him because your nervous system is trying to complete an unfinished emotional puzzle. That is not love. That is activation. The fifth energy that can be misleading is controlled attention. This is when a man gives you just enough warmth to keep you attached, but not enough consistency to make you feel secure. He knows when to lean in. He knows when to pull back. He knows how to make a moment feel intense. And then suddenly, he becomes hard to reach. This can feel powerful. It can make you think, why do I care so much? Why am I waiting for his message? Why did that one conversation affect me so deeply? But often, what you are feeling is not true connection. It is intermittent reinforcement. Your brain starts craving the next warm moment because it does not know when it is coming. That is why inconsistency can feel so addictive. A steady man gives you clarity. An inconsistent man gives you a high. And the high can be mistaken for chemistry. But real chemistry does not require you to abandon your peace. A man can be exciting and still be emotionally safe. He can create desire without creating confusion. He can make you curious without making you question your worth. That is the difference. And the sixth energy is the most important one, how you feel about yourself around him. Because the real question is not only, can I stop thinking about him? The real question is, what version of me comes out when I am around him? Do you feel softer, safer, more feminine, more open? Or do you feel anxious, obsessed, insecure, and smaller? Do you feel like you can relax into yourself? Or do you feel like you are constantly trying to become the kind of woman who would finally be enough for him? Because a grounded man does not make you audition for emotional safety. He does not make you perform for basic respect. His energy may be strong. It may be masculine. It may even be a little intimidating at first. But it does not make you feel worthless. It brings you back to yourself. And that is the kind of man your heart remembers for a healthy reason. Not because he confused you. Not because he disappeared. Not because he made you chase him. But because his presence showed you what it feels like to be around someone who is stable, clear, and emotionally mature. So the next time you cannot stop thinking about a man, do not only ask yourself, do I like him? Ask yourself, do I feel more like myself around him, or less? Because the man with real masculine energy will not make you lose yourself trying to understand him. He will make you feel safe enough to finally hear yourself again. And if this helped you see something more clearly, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. And if you want to understand the small, strange things men do when they are secretly falling for you, watch my last video. Because sometimes a man's feelings are not in what he says, they are in the tiny things he does without even realizing it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.